Hi, sauces, and welcome to another episode of Melissa's Tabletop Talk. And this week, I'm going to talk about, or I'll be sharing my experience and journey as to how I lost 9 kilograms in 10 months. So, before that, I have to give some disclaimers. This is purely my own experience, my own experimentations. So, please consult your doctor before going on to any sort of diet regime. But I highly recommend that you do your own research as well before embarking on any sort of diet or exercise. Always consult the experts, just like what I did before I went on to my journey. And I have to say that when it comes to food and exercise, it's very, very personal and it needs to be catered to yourself, what works for you. But what I will be sharing is based on some observations, some research that I've done online as well, which helped me with my weight loss. So let's go into it. Firstly, how this whole thing came about, and we go back to a little bit on the past. I actually put on a lot of weight, like 10 kilograms within 3 months because of my medical condition, which is called endometriosis. It's a little bit like polycystic syndrome in a sense that it messes up with a little bit of the hormones in your body, which causes the body to increase the weight very, very quickly, and it's very hard to lose the weight. So that was an indication as to how I found out that there was something wrong. So in that sense, if you find that you lose a lot of weight suddenly or you gain a lot of weight suddenly, that is a very, very clear indication that your body is telling you that there is something wrong. So quickly go and find a doctor. It took me 1 whole year to find out what was my real problem and my real issues. And but the thing is that it was very clear that when you're putting a lot of weight on, you need to control the weight. So when I finally found out that my condition was endometriosis, that's when I started to do the research. And I researched a lot about food. And I was already, in that sense, for all my life, a lot of people have been calling me overweight, fat, and I've always had to deal with weight. But I was going to the gym 3 times a week, and when the weight started piling, although the diet didn't change, that's when I really found out that there was something wrong with me medically. So again, as I've mentioned it, if you find yourself doing regular stuff all along, and you still put on a lot of weight or you lose a lot of weight, there's a medical reason why you are either putting on weight or losing weight. So always go to the doctors, go to the experts first, get that fixed before you can really go and research into how you can curb your weight loss or your weight gain. So for my experience was that it's a simple scientific thing. Let's talk about general people. Why do you put on weight? It's because your input is a lot more than your output. So if you're eating hamburgers, if you're eating a very high calorie diet and you're not exercising, you're not doing all those things, it's natural that you're going to put on weight. That's the way the body has been done for ages. We store fats. The body likes to store fats because in the past, when you're out as a hunter, you may never know when your next meal is coming. And that's where the fat storage is very useful, because that's where people, when you don't have a meal, your body converts the fats into energy. So that's for normal people. But for me, what was not helping also, and further research you will find out that even if you put in a lot of exercise, if you are still eating the same amounts, you will hit a plateau. So let me share a little bit like what I did in terms to counter that. So first of all, continue to exercise. And when I say exercise, it's not just running on a treadmill. A lot of fitness experts and trainers will tell you that you need to have both cardio as well as strength training. So run on that treadmills, but don't forget to do the weights. And have a combination of that. You need to trick your body into thinking that it's burning a lot more, and you need to build the muscles, because as we all know, muscles is the one that really burns fat, right? So do that. And I found that for myself, I really, really liked yoga. Yoga really helped me with that because it helped me build the muscles without and while also improving the flexibility, because I don't know about you, but most office people, we are sitting down in front of the computer, we are stretched out like that. We get all these shoulder aches, back aches, and we are wearing high heels. There's a lot of like pressure on the back and on your knees as well. So I found that yoga really helped me with the stretching of the muscles as well as increased flexibility while actually building muscles, because you are using your body as its own weight and resistance. So yoga really helped me in terms of building the muscles. But the major thing, and this was after talking to a few fitness trainers, was about diet. That's the first place that you should really look at. What are you eating? It helps if you have an app. I wish I could show you my phone, but I'm using my phone now. But have an app. Track what you're eating every single day. After 1 week or 1 month, then you will realize that, hey, maybe you are eating a little bit too much fats. You're eating a little bit too many fatty, fried stuff. You're not eating enough vegetables. And that's where you start to tweak. And I went like full on detox in a way. And I highly recommend people doing this. If you have watched a lot of shows, you realize that they keep on telling you that fast food is an addiction. And it's true, because fast food uses like what they call the triangle or the golden triangle of fats, salt, and oils, sugar. So with these three, that's why you keep on constantly eating fast food, because it's delicious. Your body is aimed to eat high fats, high sugar stuff. That's the way we want to store all of that, and you want to go back for more and more and more and more and more. But I did this experiment. In 1 month, I cut out all fried stuff. I cut out all processed stuff. When I say processed stuff, I mean no ham, no canned food, no anything that has been processed over and turned into something that it was not to begin with. Like this Icelandic or Norwegian person said before, the best way is to find out how many times it has undergone anything. So for example, if it has been cooked, that's 1 time. If it has been minced and then cooked, that's 2 times, right? So processed foods like it's been minced, it's been chopped up, it's been then done into something, I cut that totally out. If it has starch input to it, that's processed foods already. So I cut out hams, I cut out, the only thing that I didn't cut out was cheese, because that's natural fermentation to me. Okay, that's, as I said, is my personal opinion on that. So for 1 whole month, I did not eat all these processed foods. I did not eat any fried stuff. I was eating a lot of green leafy vegetables, a lot of salads, and at night, instead of eating, I cut out white rice, I changed it to brown rice, switched to quinoa as well, and I ate eggs if I didn't have a good protein source, or I didn't feel like eating meat, I just changed it to egg. I didn't drink soda, I cut out totally all the soda, but that said, doesn't mean that I wasn't drinking drinks that had sugar. So I was drinking fruit juice still. I was still drinking tea with sugar. I was still drinking tea with milk. But I just I didn't eat fried stuff, and I didn't eat processed foods. After 1 month, I realized that I no longer had craving for all these fried foods. And let me tell you, I love French fries. I love fried chicken. But after 1 month, I realized that I didn't crave it that much. And I felt that because I was eating so much fiber, the bowels were moving a lot better, and I saw that the weight was starting to drop as well. And one thing for sure is that I was eating two big meals and then 1 small meal. So normally, we eat 3 big meals, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I was actually eating more like a big breakfast, and then a medium lunch, and then okay dinner, and then a snack in between, whichever I was hungry. I was just eating whenever I was hungry, and when I wasn't hungry, I just didn't eat because I didn't have any cravings. So I felt that it was because of what I was eating that was helping me to curb all these appetite craving stuff, because the brain is getting the signal from the stomach that I'm full and I'm happy. But in between, when I was so-called snacking and I was hungry, I ate chocolate. So it goes to show that it's really how you pace it out and you find out what works for you. So my experimentation, I found out that all I needed to do was eat a lot of fiber, and I needed to eat a lot of green leafy vegetables, cut out the white rice, and just eat brown rice. And I also found out that after 1 month of experimentation, when I ate bread or pasta at night, I would feel very bloated the next day. So I did cut that out. And when without the bloat means that I had lesser water retention, which meant that I was losing weight, right? So that helped with the whole body, because, and I was talking to Suli, who is one of my wellness coaches. She was telling me that yes, when the body is so, like, it's busy doing other things, busy trying to get rid of the toxins, it doesn't concentrate on anything else. It's just trying to get rid of waste. But once I've gotten rid of the waste, because as I said, my bowels were moving very, very well thanks to the higher increased intake of fiber, then I noticed that, yeah, whatever exercise that I was putting in, the sweating or from the yoga was helping with the detox as well, that I was actually seeing the pounds drop. And it was significant, but it was the diet part that was actually more significant, because I was actually eating the same amount of calories but in fiber, and I was not craving fatty foods, so my body was actually not absorbing all these fats. They were not keeping fats. It was just the natural process. So step one is really look at into your diet and make the necessary changes. Increase the fiber, increase your vegetables. We all know this instinctively, right? But that being said, I've also spoken to another fitness trainer, and we agreed that you need to increase this in your normal diet, but it doesn't mean that you can't eat rubbish food, you know? It's okay to give yourself, and don't call it a cheat day as well, because mentally it's just depressing. It's okay to reach out and have chips. It's okay to have your chocolate. It's okay to have your ice cream once in a while. But the whole idea is moderation. And if you're eating enough fiber, if you're exercising enough, according to what your fitness trainer tells you and tailor-made for you, then you realize that, hey, whatever you input will easily be output as well. So that was how I gradually lost the weight, and I saw it going down and down and down. And of course, that makes you feel happier. And when you're feeling happier, you naturally don't need to have a party in your mouth, right? When you're happier, you don't need to reach out for that piece of chocolate. You don't need to reach out for that piece of French fries to make yourself feel happy. So that's a mental thing as well. But I was also reading a friend, what she posted on Facebook was that sometimes you shouldn't be, when it comes to weight loss or weight gain, don't keep focusing on the end result, because it's the process. If you keep sticking and you're disciplined to it, you will see your results. But if you don't, if your mind is keep on focusing only on the goal, the end results, like, oh, I want to lose 10 kilos, I want to lose 10 kilos, why is the weight not coming down? You get stressed and you won't get disciplined, because you will start trying to think of many ways to try and get your weight down very, very quick. But if you follow the program, you follow the process, and you stick with it, you would actually see the results. So that's the mental thing, that you also have to get over it. And one thing that I felt that helped me with this whole mental journey and having very simple goals, because no matter what, we are hardwired to also try to receive some results and, you know, give ourselves a little tiny pat on the back. One thing that I felt really, really helpful was my Fitbit. So some people were asking me like, oh, what is this? You know, why do I wear this? It just measures your steps. What's so great about that? But one thing I feel that, because it gives me that goal that I need to hit that 10,000 steps a day, Or I'm also like watching like, oh, I only did like 2,000 steps a day. That's really bad. That goes to show how sedentary I am. And it forces me mentally to get up, walk around. And because you've got competitions and challenges within the Fitbit app with friends, you start trying to egg people on, like, oh wow, this person has hit that 10,000 steps. What the heck is she doing or he doing? And then you feel like if you're very competitive, then you will go, yes, I'm going to then walk more. I'm going to take the stairs instead of the lift. Or like when I was in the US with my aunt, she said, okay, let's go for a walk because let's try and hit that 10,000 steps. Because to her, she's like, I'm always with my niece, and if she hits 10,000 steps, it means I hit 10,000 steps, and she's getting her daily workout as well. So this really, really helped with focusing. It gave me mini goals in the day, and it helped me not think too much about, oh, did I, oh, it lessened the guilt. It lessened the guilt of not going to the gym that day. It lessened the guilt for, oh, I didn't exercise the whole entire week, because to me it's like, oh yeah, I didn't work out, but I actually walked a lot, so it was an alternative to the workout. So I highly recommend that you get something like this, or it doesn't have to be a Fitbit, it can be anything else. I know Xiaomi has the Xiaomi band. I think there are the Jawbone as well. But if this helps you focus, go ahead, go for it. My testament is that it helped for me. And one thing for sure is that if you have a sudden weight loss, the next big thing is, how do you keep the weight off? It's a struggle, and I'm reaching my plateau right now because there's a sudden weight loss. There is some evidence right now, like how the biggest losers, after they've lost so much weight, they're actually piling it back on because their metabolism rate has actually gone down instead of increasing. So my take on it is that don't aim for dramatic weight loss. That's very, very simple. My weight loss, in fact, when I talk to a lot of fitness and wellness experts, they say it is a very, very healthy range. So aim for 1 kilo a month or 1 kilo every 2 months, because that is a healthy weight loss. You are actually burning calories in the right way without starving yourself. Your metabolism naturally will increase a little bit. If not, it will stabilize at what it used to be. So you can actually still eat the same amount of calories. But as I said, choose your calories. Choose it wisely. I often, now, when I say I don't crave for fried foods, I actually crave for vegetables. So if I don't eat vegetables for one whole day, I actually crave it the next day. And I consciously want to eat more vegetables. And now I find myself, piling more vegetables onto my plate, more than before. And there are some people who watch that movie. I can't remember what is it called now, about juicing, and there is a part 2 where he talks about how he has gone off the juicing diet. He drinks juices still, but he doesn't drink it for every single meal. And one person asked him, so what changes has he done in his diet? And he simply said that he has increased his vegetable intake to 40% for the whole day. And I am trying to hit that 40% mark. I think mine is about a 25 to 30%. And I felt that, yes, that is actually very, very helpful. It makes me feel very, very full. And Luke, who is a vegan fitness expert, will also say the same thing. He eats only vegetables. That's why he's vegan. And it fills you up a lot. And I'm not saying go vegan because I'm a meat eater. I'm just saying eat more vegetables, eat more fruit. It fills you up a lot more. You prevent all the cravings. You're still hitting your same number of calories, or in fact less. So when you're eating a lot more in terms of volume, but you're hitting less calories, when you feel like, oh, I don't want to eat that piece of apple, or I just want to have a square of chocolate, you feel less guilty. Because when I talk to a lot of people who are trying to lose weight and they don't lose weight and they feel so bad about it, it's about the mental guilt thing all over again. And I've been through a lot of diet fads. Trust me, I've done like the Cambridge diet, I've tried the high protein Atkins diet. I have the recent one, they call it the paleo diet, where it's mainly like, oh, you go back to cave food where it's a lot of meats again, and meat and potatoes. I've tried it. I've heard about the carrot diet. I don't want to try that because that seems like torture. But my point is that all these diets are really about fats. The very plain and simple truth is there is an input and there's an output, but the body naturally, we need to eat more vegetables, and that's the way we feel full. You need to trick your body. And why we crave fast foods and why we crave all these unhealthy snacks is because once you start, you can't stop. Just like the Pringles, you know, their tagline, and they have designed the foods exactly so that you are addicted to them. But if you know that and you're conscious about it, stop eating. You go cold turkey, like what I did. I went cold turkey, didn't eat any fried food, didn't eat any processed foods for 1 whole month, and you'll be surprised. You are not going to feel the cravings for it. And the next time you eat it, you'll realize that, hey, yeah, okay, it doesn't taste that great anymore. And when you do eat it, you realize that, yeah, it's just fried chicken. It didn't have that same emotional impact as it is. But I have to share that the first month is very, very difficult. And of course, as I mentioned before, exercise. So go and consult an expert first. For me, I felt that yoga really helped me in the strength training portion because I do not like holding the dumbbells and doing this. I don't like, you know, the whole and it, to me, those machines are scary. I really don't like it. But if that's the thing for you, go for it. To me, I felt that yoga was suitable for me. I was killing two birds with one stone with yoga because not only was I using my body weight as a resistance to build the muscles, I was getting a good stretch out. I was stretching all the muscles that was stiff because of sitting too long. So that is the exercise for me. There are others who like Pilates. There are others who like other strength training. Go for it. And then for cardio, what do? Cardio, I used to use the elliptical machine because I've sprained my ankles 20 times. But there are a lot of other fun sports, like, hi James. So James can talk to you about, you know, how his Chambara thing is going on. That is cardio. Charlotte Mizuki, who's also a good friend, she does Zumba. I enjoy Zumba as well. So that is also a good cardio. So remember to have a mix. Don't just do only cardio and forget about strength. Don't do only strength and forget about cardio. There are a lot of people, unless of course you are aiming for a certain thing. We are also coming up with some new videos very soon, which will talk about the correct ways when you exercise, because if do talk to your fitness instructor about this as well. There are ways to do a proper push-up where it doesn't hurt your joints, and we also need to think about our joints when we exercise, because when you're an adult, the way you exercise is very impactful on your joints, and you have to be wary about your joints because you don't want to wear them out faster than they should. So yeah, these are some of the points that I've done in my journey. Diet is again very important. You can eat very little, but if you're eating rubbish, you will not lose the weight. You can eat a lot, but if you're eating the right stuff, it's all volume. I wish I could show you certain things, like how 1 calorie of carrot is only like this big, but 1 calorie of a chocolate is like this tiny. So my point is, bulk up, you know, eat stuff, but of course eat stuff that you love. I like spinach, I like vegetables, which is good for me. But I know there are some people who don't like vegetables, and they will tell me like, Melissa, Mel, I really don't like vegetables, and you're telling me to eat more vegetables. How now, brown cow, right? So I also was introduced to this. Not sure whether you can see. Yeah, I was introduced to this. It's a chlorophyll powder. by Suli, my wellness coach. So this is very recommended for people who don't eat vegetables, because one thing that is in vegetables that is very good for the body is chlorophyll. And chlorophyll, you can do your research on this again. Chlorophyll actually helps to detox the body. It helps with this detoxification process. It improves bad breath. It generally helps your body, which is why if you don't eat your vegetables, there are a lot of more consequences. Your vegetables is not just your fiber, it's also vitamins and other processes and like the chlorophyll thing. So this is something that I took daily, and because it kind of forces you to drink more water as well. It makes you drink to the point where you are, the body naturally will be detoxifying at its healthy optimum level. So another thing that if you're not eating the fiber in vegetables, you need to find the fiber in other things. So I was also eating like chia seeds, because chia seeds has a lot of fiber and protein. Brown rice, as I've mentioned. If you are gluten intolerant, then of course you can't eat wheat. But if you are not, then of course eat more wheat. But please do not think that just because you're eating wholemeal bread from Gardenia or whatever brands out there means that you're eating healthier, because the truth of the matter is these breads have a lot of sugar. So when I'm saying brown rice, it's really like to the natural source. Wheat as well. Try to get things that are really like as little processed as possible. And certain things to just switch it up as well. When I cook, I tend to use olive oil or coconut oil, because if you go and do your research again on oils, you realize that not all oils are the same. And although you are still supposed to eat it in moderation, okay? Cut out sugar as well. A lot of people have said this before, cut out sugar. I didn't go full turkey on this because I love my sugar, but well, I didn't eat a lot of sweet stuff during that one whole month, right? I taught my body to not eat that much sugar. So even when I went for chocolate, it was like for dark chocolate. When I drank my teas, I really tried to remove no sugar at all. I wasn't eating that much ice creams or cakes. I don't really like cakes to begin with, so that was easy for me. But I also realized, just like the fried stuff, if you cut it out, you have no cravings for it after 1 month. So it's a matter of, you know, training your body and go full turkey and detox in that sense. Yeah. Hi, Mohammed Saddam. I'm good. How are you? Okay. I hope I pronounced it correct, right? So yeah, these are the things that I did to help. And this is my journey. As I've mentioned, my weight loss is my body. You may see difference if you go on your own journey on your weight loss. You may lose more, you may lose less. As I've said, consult your doctor, talk to him or her about it, talk to your fitness trainers, talk to nutritionists, talk to wellness experts. Oh, Saddam, my topic today was about how I lost 9 kilos within 10 months, and I was sharing the steps. So I was sharing that number 1, I ate more vegetables. 2, I cut out all fried stuff and processed foods for 1 whole month. 3, I cut out sugar. 4, I continued doing my exercise, which was both strength and cardio. So that was what I was talking about. Yeah. So I'm just gonna wait for one more question, because I'm gonna end off already. These are the steps, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you have your own weight loss journey, please feel free to share it. I'll be very interested to know about your journey as well. Oh, one thing, my mom did some research, and she is boiling for us every week lemongrass with green apples. Apparently lemongrass and green apples, when you boil them together, again, it's the same thing. I think you've all heard it before. There's medicinal detoxing abilities for lemongrass. So these two together is supposed to also help with reducing cholesterol. But my brother doesn't drink it, and yeah, he eats a lot of red meat. He's very lean. He goes to the gym and works out very, very often to build his muscles. But recently he did some blood tests, and his cholesterol is actually quite high. So that's why I say everything needs to be done in moderation. And I always feel that you should talk to a few experts before coming to your own conclusions, because a lot of fitness trainers, I feel that they are focused on, yeah, the usual, which is do more cardio, do more strength training, and then they will tell you eat the paleo diet or eat more protein and stuff like that. Nutritionists will again, oh, your output is this much, your input is this much, you need to cut down and reduce your calories on this, and they will go through the very typical methods. And then of course there are some other people who will say that, oh, you need to cut back on this, cut back on that. They are all right. This is a fact. They are all right. But my suggestion is that they are right in a theory, but it may not be right. Everything may not be right for you as an individual, because our bodies are all different. So we have to eat differently from another person. Like what my suggestion may not totally work for you, but there are common denominators, which is why I'm saying that if you ate more vegetables, and this has been proven, if you ate more vegetables, you will naturally feel less hungry, because you are eating the volume, and your stomach is totally full, so you eat less, and that helps you with your weight loss journey. Yeah. So and it also has been scientifically proven that we're eating too much sugar, because that's what all the companies are doing. They're adding a lot of sugar so that you will start eating their things and be addicted to it. So if you know all these things, then you should just cut it out and then see what your body is then telling you. Then when you crave for certain things, it's your body really telling you that I need more salt, or I need more sugar, or something like that. That's the natural way it goes. So I'm going to end off right now. So good luck everyone on your weight loss or weight gain, or whichever it is. And yeah, if you want to try out the chlorophyll thing, let me know, as I've mentioned it before. If you want to try it out, let me know. Send me a message. You can follow me on melissafun.com or melfun.com. You can also go to sauceinc.com, check out what we have, join our community. If you want to talk about healthy lifestyles, go ahead. You can add me at Melissa on sauceinc.com. We are also doing an F1, I would like to highlight that there is an F1 party coming out by Sky Grand Prix. Ladies get to go in free next Wednesday. You can go to f1party2016.com to find out more about this. Yeah, I mean, it's Sky Grand Prix. It's really quite nice. Yeah. And go check it out. Have fun. And I'll see you next week. Bye.